Yeah, so the goal of the one-year training is to really nourish the practice of the practitioner who may wish to go on and perhaps share their practice with others. So we'd like to start it with a 5-day residential mindful living retreat, which starts this July if you're interested. And the intention in that retreat is just to fully live all of our actions in the spirit of mindfulness. So walking to breakfast in mindfulness, eating breakfast in mindfulness, chopping vegetables for lunch in mindfulness, brushing our teeth in mindfulness, as well as talks and community sharing, mindful listening. And then after that 5-day retreat, we plan to run 4 weekends that are paced through the course of the year. And the structure of those 4 weekends is really around the 4 foundations of mindfulness and their integration into everyday life. So really reflecting on mindfulness of the body. Do a weekend just on the body and on eating and on movement, how we live in our bodies, how we relate to our bodies. Do we rest? And applying that in our relating, in our relationships, in our work. And then a weekend on mindfulness of feeling, and really exploring feeling, including gratitude and joy and kindness. Mindfulness of thoughts, awareness of the mind. And then a weekend on some of the wisdom practices at the end. And again, thinking about how is this becoming alive in our life? How do we nourish this to be alive in our life? And then closing with a 5-day residential retreat again at the close of the year. And in that retreat, we would like to give the opportunity to explore how is it that I might be able to share the practice that I've developed with others? How do I communicate the practice? How do I guide? How do I do inquiry? And maybe also talk a little bit about how you build mindful communities. It can be challenging, to go into your place of work and start a new community if that's not part of the culture of your workplace already. So we can explore, what are some of the challenges and the delights of that. And I guess the real thinking with the one-year training is embodiment and community. So we would really like the one-year training to be mindfulness, not a should in your life. It becomes part of your cells, becomes part of the way that life is vivid to you. Because these are the practices that I love, these are the practices that I connect with. What is meaningful in my mindfulness practice for me that I can nourish. And that we do so in an environment that's really supported by a community of practitioners. Those of us who've been practicing for some time know how valuable it is, maybe even essential it is, that we have a community that we practice in, that we can go back and kind of share our difficulties and share our inspirations. And as we're kind of forging new paths for mindful communities, be supported by the people that are learning to live and to work in this way.